I won't object if Ben asks you out. Every Asian mother has rules. Mine had several hundred. My name is Linda Tan. I was 29, a chartered accountant working for one of Singapore's largest audit firms. Independent, responsible, financially stable. Yet according to my mother, I was still perfectly capable of making terrible decisions. Especially when it came to men. Don't date anyone from work. Don't date someone irresponsible. Don't date someone who doesn't respect elders. And definitely don't hide anything from me. That last one was ironic. Because I was hiding the biggest secret of all. I'd been dating Benjamin for 8 months. Benjamin wasn't from my company. He was an operations manager at a medical technology firm. We met during a leadership training program. The first thing he ever said to me was, "Is this seat taken?" I looked around. There were 20 empty chairs. You had plenty of choices. He smiled. I liked this one. And why? Because you smiled at the receptionist. I laughed. That's an unusual reason. My grandmother says, watch how people treat those who don't need to impress. That conversation lasted 15 minutes. Our relationship would last much longer. Keeping a relationship from my mother became an Olympic sport. Benjamin couldn't pick me up from home. He'd stop 2 streets away. We had code words. I'm meeting Sarah. Actually meant, I'm meeting Benjamin. Mum, I've got overtime. Translation. Dinner date. Benjamin once joked, if intelligence agencies need new recruits, they should hire daughters with strict mothers. One Sunday Benjamin drove me home. Halfway there I froze. My mother's walking. Benjamin immediately turned into the nearest petrol station. We both ducked. He whispered, "Do you think she saw us?" I slowly peeked over the dashboard. No. A pause. Oh no. What? She just walked into the petrol station shop. Benjamin covered his face. We're hiding behind a fuel pump. This is ridiculous. I started laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. I hope you enjoyed this story so far. It was created by Pearl. If this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes in second chances. Here, we're honored to bring you stories of hope, love, and the resilience of the human spirit. Fate has an interesting sense of humor. A week later my mother's shopping trolley broke outside the supermarket. Benjamin happened to be nearby. Neither of them recognized the connection. He immediately helped carry her groceries. "Ma'am Tan, may I help?" "Oh, thank you." He carried everything to her taxi, even loaded the bags. My mother smiled warmly. "Young man, your parents raised you well." Benjamin smiled politely. "They certainly tried. That evening Mum told me, I met such a respectful young man today. I nearly choked on my soup." Oh. The following month our church organized a community food drive. Guess who volunteered? Benjamin. Guess who my mother worked beside all afternoon? Benjamin. He carried boxes, helped elderly residents, fixed broken tables. Without being asked, Mum came home impressed. Linda. That young man again. What young man? The supermarket boy. What a coincidence. He worked the entire day. Didn't complain once. I quietly smiled into my rice bowl. Soon it became almost comical. Benjamin kept appearing, helping at charity events, holding doors, giving up his seat on buses, repairing a neighbor's bicycle. Every week my mother had another story. That Benjamin is such a good young man. I blinked. You know his name now? He introduced himself. I wish more young men were like him. Benjamin called me later. I think your mum likes me. You have no idea. One evening Mum invited several church volunteers for dinner, including Benjamin. I stared at him across the dining table. He looked equally terrified. Mum smiled. Benjamin, have more soup. Thank you, Auntie. She beamed. So polite. Meanwhile, Benjamin secretly texted me under the table. Asterisk, your mum's chicken is amazing. Asterisk. I replied. Asterisk, stop flirting with her. Asterisk. He nearly laughed into his soup. After dinner, Benjamin helped wash dishes, then fixed the loose kitchen cabinet, then carried an old cupboard downstairs, then replaced a faulty light bulb. Mum watched all this. She sighed happily. Linda. Him. That Benjamin. He's so helpful, so responsible, so respectful. I nodded carefully. He seems nice. She looked at me. If a man like Benjamin ever asked you out, I certainly wouldn't object. I froze. Benjamin nearly dropped the screwdriver. 3 weeks later, our Benjamin said, "We can't keep hiding forever." I know. So, we tell her, "I'll probably need medical assistance." He laughed. "I'll bring flowers." So, on Sunday afternoon, Benjamin stood outside our front door, holding flowers. My hands were shaking. Mum answered. "Oh, Benjamin. Come in." He smiled. "Thank you, Auntie." We sat together. Silence. Finally I spoke. "Mum, there's something we've wanted to tell you." She looked at both of us. Benjamin took a deep breath. "Auntie, I've actually been dating Linda for almost a year." Silence. Benjamin continued. "We wanted your blessing before taking the next step." Mum looked from him to me, then back again. Finally she smiled. "I know." We both blinked. "You know?" She laughed. "Did you really think I couldn't tell? You both disappear every Friday." Benjamin suddenly volunteered at every event I attended, and Linda started smiling every time someone mentioned his name. Benjamin looked amazed. "So, you weren't angry?" She smiled. "I wanted to see the man before judging him, and every time I saw him, he confirmed exactly who he was." She turned towards Benjamin. "You respected strangers. You helped without expecting praise. You treated elderly people kindly. You treated my daughter with respect." She reached across and held Benjamin's hand. "I've already accepted you." Benjamin looked close to tears. "So, I have your blessing?" She smiled warmly. "You earned it long before today." 6 months later, both families gathered for dinner. Benjamin stood. "Auntie, you once said, if Benjamin ever asks Linda out, you wouldn't object." Everyone smiled. He looked at Linda. "I'd like to ask something even more important." He knelt on one knee. "Linda, I never wanted to hide loving you. I only wanted to wait until I could earn your family's trust." He opened a ring box. "You've laughed with me behind petrol stations, texted me under dinner tables, and made every ordinary day extraordinary. Will you marry me?" Linda laughed through happy tears. "You know what? I think Mum has been waiting longer than I have." Everyone laughed. She nodded. "Yes, absolutely yes." Mum wiped away tears. "I've been waiting to call you my son." Benjamin smiled. "I've been waiting to call you Mum." The room filled with applause. Update. Years later, Linda often teased her mother. "You really knew all along?" Her mother smiled. "Of course. A mother always knows." "Then why didn't you say anything?" She poured everyone tea before answering. "Because love isn't proved by secret dates. It's proved by character." I wanted to see who Benjamin was. When he thought nobody was watching, Linda smiled. "And?" Her mother laughed softly. "I watched him help strangers, respect elders, keep his promises, and love my daughter without asking for recognition." She looked at Benjamin, who was now helping wash the dishes without being asked. I realized something. The best husbands aren't the ones who make the biggest promises. They're the ones who quietly keep the smallest ones. Benjamin looked up. "Mum, need help drying these?" She smiled proudly. "I knew you'd ask." Linda slipped her hand into his. "You know, we spent almost a year hiding." Benjamin laughed. "And all that time, your mum was simply waiting for us to catch up." Sometimes, the greatest obstacle isn't winning a parent's approval. It's discovering that they approved long before you found the courage to ask. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story. It was created by Pearl. If this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes in second chances. Here, we're honored to bring you stories of hope, love, and the resilience of the human spirit.